Alright, I'm going to go through and show you how to update your foundation so it includes a garage area, and then also add the annotation that we need to the foundation. So in the last, I think the last video, you noticed I did not have a garage or this little mudroom and coat room attached, so I added that. So we look at this in the 3D view. Whoops, I got to get those to go to the right level. Let's go to the roof. There we go. So I've got to correct this and make it so that we have the slab at the right level and that we have a foundation underneath our garage that's a frost wall. So we already made the foundation for the house, so I'm going to go through how to make the foundation for the frost wall and get those to be set at the right heights. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to our foundation plan, and using the walls that are here, I'm going to add the same size foundation walls. This should be foundation 10-inch concrete, and I'm just going to draw them. Might just be able to pick lines and have those be added. Whoops, I'll fix that one afterwards. And just go around the profile that I already have. So some of the walls didn't go quite where I wanted. That one, for instance, only wants to go to here, and this one wants to go to the outside edge. So we need to align these walls, and I can align them better, get rid of that one, if I can either view them from a different perspective. That one doesn't seem to want to go where it wants. Isn't that funny? Okay, so let me get that to go on. There we go. That looks pretty good, so I'm going to start with that and then take a look at my elevations. So I just wrapped around what I already had. And it looks like I got to expand my view. So I'm going to go into the show crop region. And I might not have picked the best elevation. I'm trying to just find the best one to help me out with this. And sure enough, the foundation walls don't go where I want. So let me grab those foundation walls and let's set those to 0. And then we want those to go to up to level top of wall. And that pops those into the right location. Now, I just started with those going up to level top of wall, and then it's connected to the foundation for now, but really we want to create a new level here. So I want to create a level that's going to be 4 feet from the grade line. So if we have an idea of where grade line would be, it would be 6 inches below the top of wall, or if we want to add up the 1 foot, add 6 inches to this 1 foot 1.5, it would be 1 foot 7.5 inches for a new level. So I'm going to add a new level at 6 inches below and just get close, and we can adjust that after the fact. So I'm going to change that to grade, and change this to 1 foot 7.5. So that's 6 inches below. There we go. Now if you can't really see what's going on that well here, because we have the two levels, this allows you to add an elbow to the levels so that you can pull them apart and see them a bit better. Alright, so that gives us a grade level. Now from the grade level we want to go down 4 feet, or if we add 4 feet to the 1 foot 7.5, it would be 5 foot 7.5. So if we change that level, and let's put that here, create level 9. I'm going to change that to frost wall, and just change that to 7.5. And that should be exactly 4 feet below grade. Now these walls back here, which are our foundation walls for the garage, so if I grab both of those, filter those so that we get rid of the levels. I want both of those to go to a base constraint of, instead of foundation, but to frost wall. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to look at another view. Let's look at the back view. We can get the rest of the walls. So that's looks like it's this wall and this wall, at least we can see. And so that's going to go to frost wall. And then we have that last wall there that needs to go to frost wall. And while I'm here, I might as well fix my view so I can see the whole thing. Great. All right. Let's go back to that front view. And now I think we've got what we need. So this is the way this should look. And if we look at our 3D view, we have the frost wall for our garage height lining up with the wall for our house. It looks like I still need to go in and make sure it's aligned properly with the walls above, and I can do that and then update and lock those walls down. The other thing we need to do is add the footing. So the easiest way to align these walls is to generate a section. So I'm going to generate some temporary sections here. So I'm going to go back to my first floor view, and I'm just going to put a section right through here and then jump to that section, and that way I can see my walls and my wood walls and my foundation walls. I want to be able to see all of the layers of my walls, so I'm going to change that to medium detail level so I can see that face of stud. And then I can use the Align tool under Modify. I want to use that line there. Let's see if I hit Tab. There we go. I want that line right there to align with the outside face, and then I want to lock it. So let's do the same thing over here. I want, just hit the Tab key if you're not getting what you want. That's the one that we want to highlight with this one. Alright, so those look all straightened out. So the next thing that I want to do is change my section view. So I'm just going to close this one, take the section that I already have, and I can rotate it. Whoops. You know what, even better, I'm going to just delete it and then make a new one. It's easier to do that than to try to rotate the existing one. So I want to make sure this goes through my foundation wall back here. And I want to do the same thing. Make sure that that wall's aligned with this. So I got to change my detail level, align again, use the Tab key, and align with the foundation wall, lock it. And you're just going to go through and make sure that you have all of your walls from first floor to foundation all aligned. Alright, that's good. Now I want to take these walls here, all of these walls, which are technically going to be part of the garage area, and have them go from the go down to their base constraint shouldn't be first floor, but instead should be at top of wall. Now this is what's a little tricky. These two overhead doors, we're going to have to adjust and make them go into the foundation wall, but we'll do that after we set the slab and make our corrections as needed. So this is correct, by the way, because remember that little space that we have there is where the mud sill would go, and so that's fine. One of the things I should do is go through and just extend the exterior wall down so it hits the foundation wall, so add another 1.5 inches to that base offset. So I have base extension distance. This should be not just 1 foot, but 1 foot 1.5 inches. And then it should go right down to the foundation wall, just like that. So if you went around and did that with all of your floor, then it would just cover that little gap that's missing there. All right, so far so good. Now what we need to do here is add our footing, and then we're going to add our slab at the right level. So let's go back to the foundation plan, and I want to add a footing to all of my it looks like I might have missed that one foundation wall right there, didn't get aligned, but I'll fix that afterward. I want to add a footing to all of these, so I'm going to go into the wall tool, and I'm going to pick the footing I made already, which was, let's see, where is it here? Oh, I'm looking in the wrong place. I got to go to structure, don't I? So let's go to structure, and I'm creating a wall. There we go, a structural foundation wall. And I should add, it shouldn't be 36 by 12, but the one that I created for this 10-inch stem wall, which is that one. And then if you just grab all of the new walls that we added, we should be all set with that. So let's take a look at that in 3D. That looks good. Something's going on here I don't particularly care for. So that's one of those areas that we you might need to move the position of this wall in order for that foundation wall to line up with the foundation wall for the house. So that's something we'd have to play around with. Right now I have that wall so it's aligned with the wall on the inside, but you may not be able to do that and have it work. So something to check out and look into. I'll fix here in a minute. Alright, so now let's take a look at where we're going to put our slab. So I want to put the slab just below the finished floor so that the slab is about 15 inches below the finished floor. Yes, that should work. So I'm going to create an elevation. I need to go to the elevation view. I'm going to create a new level. There's a lot of levels here, I know. And I want to go down about 15 inches. So I'm going to put it at 16. And this is going to be our garage slab. And we'll put that at 1'3". Oh, negative 1'3". It's going to make a difference. It's going to put a negative in there. There we go. So that's going to be where my slab goes for the garage. So now I have, we can go to the first floor and we can define the floor. So I'd go to architecture. I'm creating a floor. It's going to be a 4-inch concrete slab. Define the boundary by picking walls. And that should go to the outside like that. And I do need to clean up this wall here. Whoop, let's go modify. So that those two walls connect like this and that these two walls connect like that. And you know what I'm thinking here? These walls actually need to go to the inside. That's where the slab should be poured, just to the inside of those walls. And I think that's going to do it. So I'm going to hit the checkbox. And we can hit yes to this. This is fine. It's just going to kind of join those walls and slabs together. So if we take a look at this in our section, let's put another section view in here. Let's go like right through here. We have our slab, but it's not at the right level. So I've got to select the slab, and instead of putting it at first floor, I want to put that at garage slab. And then that's going to put that at the correct level. And I would join the slab and the foundation walls together, thusly, so that that creates nice clean corners. You do that all the way around. Now let's take a look at our 3D view, and you'll see what I'm talking about for how we're going to solve where our garage doors are. These garage doors should go down to the slab level. So I'm going to select the garage door, and I do have to do some math here. We're at the top of wall. So you know what? I'm going to back up and go back to that section view and see if I can pull a dimension off it. Where's that section view? Perfect. Okay, so what I want to know is what is the distance from the top of wall to top of slab, and it's 1.5 inches. So I want to take my garage door. Oh, looks like it's flipping the wrong way, isn't it? The garage door opening is going in the wrong direction. So I'll fix that. But I want to take my garage door and I want it to be set so that the head height is at let's see here. I want it to be from 8 feet from the slab. Right now it's setting to 8 feet based on, I want to just see what happens if we reinstall those garage doors after the fact. So I'm going to go back to my plan view and put those garage doors in again. And I have a feeling they're going to reset to the new height. So we want that to be on this side. And let's see if that fixes it. No. Okay, so it seems to still want to be measuring from the first floor. So let's take a look at, that explains it. So the level is set to first floor. So if we change the level to garage slab, I think we're going to have it. We didn't even have to do that math. So grab the other door beyond and set that to garage slab. So the advantages of having levels really is shown here, I think, where you can control things so much better if you have that level. Now, one of the things that is not happening here is we should have a 1.5 inch chunk being taken out of here and here from the top of wall. There should be a 1.5 inch drop, in other words. So I am going to select that wall and edit the profile of that wall, and using the lines that I have here for my door and the slab beyond, I'm going to make a new profile. So I want to bring those two corners together, bring these two corners together, and I want to make that line broken so I can break it here just like I would split a wall. And that allows me to pull this line over to here, this line over to here, and then I need to zoom in really closely to connect this and this and this and this. Now the advantage of picking lines rather than trying to just draw this out is it's going to be lined up right with the slab. So I'm just going to repeat that process for the second. Alright, so I got both doors filled out. Just hit check the checkbox off. Can't conjoin elements. Unjoin elements. Let's see if that worked. Perfect. Alright, so now the doors, we can actually see the bottom of the doors and that little sliver of foundation that's being taken out. And the doors go right to that level. So when we look at the section, let's look at the section real quick. It should be perfect. Let's check it out. Yes, so see how the bottom of the door right here is lined right up with the slab. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and join the slab and the wall together. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Looks like it's been done already on that side. So that is how to create the garage foundation so that it matches the frost wall elevation we want, and it also puts the slab at the correct level. So see out in here, we were going to create, this door actually should be set to not first floor but garage slab, so that when we walk into this space here, that's that little mudroom space, I can create a step up into my stairway, or it might even be that we don't have to do that because I've got my landing in there. I'm going to put that also. Cased opening. Looks like I can't edit where that is attached. That's interesting. Let me see if I can figure out what. Alright, it looks like you actually have to move that cased opening down using a bit of math. So I created a section through here so I could see what was going on. and went in to that space, and there's the door. If you're not seeing the door detail, change your detail level to medium and you'll see it. And I just made sure that the bottom of the door aligned with my stair last tread. So this is perfect because this is your step up to your first floor. So we have now the slab for the mudroom is the same level as the garage, and then we step up into the first floor level, or to the landing rather, and then we can step up to the first floor level, which is perfect. Now this is okay because it's not a living space. This is okay to be at the same level as the garage. So that doesn't have to be raised or lowered 6 inches from the garage level or anything like that. So that's how we could work that out. That looks like it's going to work out just fine. So let's now take a final look at our 3D view, and that looks pretty good. Looks like there's a little edge there. I'm not sure why that's happening. I'm going to go and investigate and figure that out. But that's going to work for all intents and purposes. I don't mind that at all. So let's take a look at the roof lines on this for the next video, and then we'll get into talking about how we're going to annotate it.